Hi, folks. This is Bruce Parks with Battleborn Patriots, and we're sitting down today with Tom Heck, who is running for governor. Tom, could you please introduce yourself to our folks?
Yes, I'm Tom Heck. I'm running for governor. I've done a lot of things. I'm an Air Force Academy graduate. I spent 23 years in the military, the United States Air Force. I worked for 4 cities, a county, and I was a town manager. And my last job, I ran the logistics for the Reagan Ballistic Missile Test Site out in Kwajalein in the South Pacific. And I also have 3 graduate degrees. And I'm a guy who's done a lot of different things. I did staff jobs for a while in the military. I was a contingency war planner. But the point of all this is not what they are, but that it's given me a vast array of diverse experience, which allows me to work in various environments very successfully.
Outstanding. Well, Tom, if you wouldn't mind, tell us why you decided to run for governor.
Well, this isn't the country I grew up with. My dad was a Marine, and it's certainly not the country he fought for in World War II and Korean War with 2 Purple Hearts. And I am very disappointed of the direction America's heading. And it's unbelievable, but there's so much out there that's just plain stupid. And I wanted to make a difference. And the only way I thought that I could make a difference is by running, so that people could choose someone for this environment that's really tough, strong, has the intestinal fortitude to make the tough calls. You know, I'm one of the only people running that had to make life and death decisions for people through a 23-year career. And it wasn't about, who I kept happy. It was about, who I protected, to make sure that those people that were under me, that I looked out for them. And in this environment, you got to have someone tough. And I personally believe the Republicans just aren't tough enough. And so I'm offering voters a chance to pick one that's a true conservative, and one that's tough enough to make the tough calls.
Outstanding. Well, that leads us right into the next question. Why should we vote for you, sir?
Well, I think if you look at my website, thomasheck.org, there's a lot of information about me, about my bio, the things I've done. And one of the things, as I mentioned earlier, that's going to stand out in my bio is the diverse array of experience, from being a second lieutenant to being at a major installation in South Carolina, where I ran small organizations, about 7 people, to my last job in Kwajalein, where I had 7 islands, a launch facility, ran 860 people, and a $70 million budget. But the size of the budget is not so critical as it is getting things done. My forte is getting things done. I was always known as a lieutenant, as the man with the plan. I went to Kwajalein, and they were actually going to fire us. We were a subsidiary to a Lockheed Bechtel joint venture, and I began working with the Army leadership and explained to them how I was going to get things done for them, and basically did that. And as a result of my efforts, I was giving pretty significantly large bonuses in the last 2 years because of my ability to get things done. And that's my forte. And I will bring that to the state and get into the state and make things happen for voters. Because right now, the government in the state has forgotten who they work for. I know that I talked to someone about their trying to get unemployment, and I think it's called the Dieter system, but they called in, they couldn't get anyone to answer the phone. They couldn't get people to return calls. And these people that were out of jobs needed that money to survive. And so I plan to come in there and make the government responsive to the voters, because the voters pay for the government needs to be responsive.
I couldn't agree with you more. Well, Tom, thank you so much for being with us. I hope you would let us follow up at some point in the future after the campaign season kicks off, and we can talk about maybe some of the issues that are facing the state of Nevada. Would you be agreeable to that, sir?
Oh, absolutely. You just let me know. I'm happy to talk about the issues. I think a couple of big issues right now in Nevada is voter ID, to make sure that we have elections that people can believe in, and then stopping CRT. That CRT is a real problem. And then, the Republicans passed that commerce tax with complete control of the trifecta, they call it, complete control of government. and we need to stop this taxing against the will of the people.
Well, I appreciate that, sir. And I'm quite sure that we're going to be in touch. Good luck with your campaign. And I hope to talk with you again in the future, sir.
You betcha. Thank you so much for your time.
Yes, sir.